Hello, welcome to Polar Painting and Gaming. I'm Kyle. I'm doing a list react and critique. Let's see here. What do we got? Looking to start playing Conquest, deciding between Nords and city-states. Like the theme models both. Cool. So I'm looking at two lists. No, am I looking at a Nords list? Well, let's get into it. We have... Alright, we do have a Nords list. I focus on city-states, but I do know some of other factions too. So, Warlord, I'm going to have to bring up the army builder because I don't know Nords as well as I know city-states, and I need a little help. So back at it. She has Ancestor's Blessing. What does that do? I don't know. Her regiment gains Bastion. That's pretty standard. Whoa, on Raiders. So I'm guessing you're a new player then. Here's why I know. Wolway gives everything +1 evasion to a cap of 2. Raiders are evasion 1, defense 1. Bastion increases your defense on a draw event. And nothing, well, basically nothing reduces evasion in the game. There's one regiment that does it, but it also has AP2. So that is a waste of points on Ancestor's Blessing because you're increasing their defense from 1 to 2, but their evasion is already 2, and nothing's going to beat that evasion. But what was... Hold on, your email was saying... Nord seemed more straightforward. Looking for feedback, pointing direction. I don't know how much direction I can give you for Nords. You're not saying... Oh, you'd like to do some local tournaments. Okay. And the person to beat is Sorcerer King's Air Water. So with that in mind, like Nords, dude, I wouldn't. Hold on, let's get through the list first before I get into that. Blooded, cool. Trolls, yes, good. Ugr, pretty good. Goltr Beastpack, Fenr Beastpack, that warband seems fine to me. Vargyr Lord with massive frame, what does that do? Massive. Where's massive frame? Why can't I find it? Is it only... It's only findable by Nords players. There it is. Impact 2 and Linebreaker on the character. How many points was that? I already closed it out. 15 points. It's probably fine. Werewargs, Fenr Beastpack, Jarl, Raiders, Huskarls, Bowchosen. Alright, so I think the list itself is fine outside of the waste on Ancestor's Blessing that does nothing. If you're trying to specifically counter Sorcerer Kings, I mean, you have recursion with the healing, you have some interference, you've got mobile stuff. I honestly don't know. Here's the thing. I don't think you should decide what army to play based on what your opponents are playing. You should decide what you want to play based on what you think the models look cool and you like the play style of, or some combination of that. Don't, like, I understand if there's multiple things you like the look of and you're trying to expand your community. Let's say your community has 5 Nord players, and you're like, okay, I don't want to play Nords because everyone else already plays that. I'll pick city-states because I think they're cool too. But if you're trying to competitively counter, I think you're going to I think you'll be frustrated later on with that decision. But let's get into a list that I know more about. Your city-states list. Polemarch Warlord. You've made a good choice. Blade of Eakides, Inscription of Lighter Alloys. I love Inscription of Lighter Alloys. 4-stack of Phalangites, Lochagos, Sacred Band. Whoa. Interesting. Agema, 4-stack Sacred Band, and then you've got Sacred Band. That makes sense. They both get healed. Aristarch with Globe. Phalanges, another 4-stack. Selinoi. 2 Flogobollon, Chariots, Mechanist, Clockwork Hoplites, Resonance Receptors, Promethean. So, competitively, your list is all over the place. First of all, if your Phalangites don't have a character, don't take them. Wait, that was the Phalangites. If your Phalangites don't have a character, don't take them. Your Polemarch should not be in the Agema. And he should not be in the Sacred Band. He should be in Phalangites, which means Lochagos has to go and become an Andromachos instead. How many cards is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's a good card count, but you'd be better off with a bigger break of Phalangites. Like, the Phalangites don't really work without a character to make them more tanky. Because he gives Tenacious. Like, I really hope you're not trying to put him in the Agema, especially without an officer. And then the Sacred Band just come on too late. Not too late, but you're better served in a medium regiment. Man. Like, you've got some good bones to this, but this also won't beat Sorcerer Kings outside of the... I don't know, I just feel like your list is all over the place. The Skull Eye section with Mechanist and Clockwork Hoplites and Promethean, I think that plays well into Sorcerer Kings, and I think the Sacred Band healing plays well into that. But you need a bigger break of Phalangites. Like, what are you gonna do if your opponent's playing an elephant, right? You don't have enough that will chew on that. Whereas a nice big break of Phalangites will chew up an elephant. Like, at least 6 stands. I'd say minimum 6 stands on a Phalangite block with a character added onto there. Like, the concept of Agema with a character with Inscription is cool until you realize you lose out on fluid and they don't have support attacks. You lose out on fluid if you're more than 3 stands wide, and these don't have support attacks. So Agema really just want to be an MSU. Like, maybe add the Sacred Band in and then put a stand in the back. But that's pushing it, and only do that if you're bringing other Sacred Band that can heal them up. And this Sacred Band probably are not keeping up with Agema anyway, so you probably aren't healing them anyway. Like, starting out this, go simpler. Maybe even only do 2 warbands while you're getting your feet. This is just a lot to juggle. And I think you're going to be severely disappointed by these Phalangites without a character. I don't know. I feel like I'm not explaining this well, and that's kind of frustrating me. Blade of Eakides is fine. It's not going to... My headphones keep shutting off tonight. Blade of Eakides is fine, but it's not going to do a ton into Sorcerer Kings because of all their evasion. So again, matchup specific, that's not good. Yeah, break up these Phalangites. Consider dropping the Agema. I don't... Oh. Yeah, I'd get Eakides in here. So swap these Phalangites out for Eakides for the Aristarch to ride with. That gives you more light presence, more early pressure, which is important for against Sorcerer Kings. Yeah, that's what I'd say. But again, going back to your email, making sure I'm not misunderstanding this. Like theme and models both, perhaps Nords more. Man, if you like those more, go for those. That's fine. I can't speak well to Nords list building. But it's kind of hard to make a really bad Nords list, I think, compared to city states. Like city states, you can make a really bad list. Nords list going for survival for regeneration, that's what Nords are good at. Maybe not the survival part, but the regen part. Try to work on an ice yacht and opt for interference. That's not necessary. Like, yeah, interference is good against Sorcerer Kings, but it's not everything. City State's going for a mix of defense and offense. Sacred Band for interference. Your Sacred Band aren't going to be interfering. They're arriving too late on the table, they're too slow. Healing, yeah, makes sense on them. Not sure on the Mechanist Clockwork. Feel it gives flexible unit, doesn't take resolve, can be positioned as needed. I don't know about a flexible unit. It's an anvil. And your list is trying to make use of 3 anvils, where the game punishes you if you go beyond 2. Because for an anvil to work, you need enough stands. Clockwork Hoplites don't need as many stands because they don't suffer resolve. But the Phalangites, like I was saying earlier, you need at least 6 stands for them to be viable. And they really are good because of how much support they have. So they basically don't degrade that much for having more ranks. So I'd consider that. Take a look at some of my other videos so you can see examples of different play style. I think you can make the Clockworks function fine. I don't have an issue with that aspect of your list. It's more the Phalangite sadness, I think. But yeah, man. Hope that's useful information to you. I think it's been a little while since you sent this to me. Apologies, I've been doing a lot of events, and I got a lot of these emails. But I hope you picked already the faction that you want to play.